It's that time of the year again where we take a look at all of the pro bikes the World Tour teams are using this season in 2021. Now, ordinarily, we'd film this at the Tour Down Under and get our hands on the bikes to bring you all up close and personal and check out all the teeny tiny details that make them so special.
However, due to you-know-what, that's just not been possible this year. So for now, we're making do with the information and images that we've been able to gather from teams. But of course, we hope to be able to bring you real-world bike checks as soon as we can get back to some bike races.
Oh, and the best place to see all of these bikes in action is in live racing, live pro races, many of which are available on GCN Plus, as well as top-notch premium documentaries. So check that out, although territory restrictions do apply, so make sure you check what's available in your area.
Let's begin with a team that have changed pretty much everything about their bikes for 2021, AG2R Citroën.
Eddie Merckx frames have been replaced by Swiss brand BMC. The team have switched Shimano group sets to Campagnolo, who also provide the wheels. The bikes are finished with BMC's integrated cockpits, Physique saddles and bar tape, Pirelli tyres, Power to Max power meters, Look pedals, Wahoo head units, and Elite bottles.
And we'll see the likes of Greg Van Avermaet, Oliver Naesen, Bob Jungels spending most of the time on a BMC Team Machine, with the Time Machine Road serving as their aero bike and the Time Machine TT for time trials.
Astana Premier Tech. Not many changes here for 2021. The Kazakh squad will continue with Villiers frames decked out with Shimano Jura Ace and Corima wheels. The noticeable difference from last year's bikes is the switch to Vittoria tyres.
The Zero SLR is their all-round race bike, although we may see the Centro 10 aero bike for flatter days. The disc brake equipped turbine will be the squad's time trial bike.
These bikes retain their lovely metallic blue paint jobs and will be finished with Pro Logo saddles, Shimano power meters, Garmin head units and Tax bottles and cages. The newly named BAHRAIN-VICTORIOUS will continue with Merida Bikes, a brand they've been riding since their 2017 inception. The Reacto Aero bike, lightweight Sculptura and Warp TT bike will be fitted with Shimano Jura Ace and Continental tyres.
And these will be topped off with Prologo saddles and what looks to be Shimano power meters, along with Garmin head units and Elite water bottles. Victorious by name, but can they be victorious by nature? Only time will tell.
Bora Hansgrohe. They're going to be sticking with the specialised bikes that have seen them winning races since they stepped up to the World Tour. Now, they'll be mainly using the specialised tarmac SL7, with the Shiv bike being used in time trials and the Roubaix getting rolled out for, well, Roubaix.
Mainly, they'll be using specialised finishing kits on their bikes in the way of tyres, saddles, cockpits and bottles, as well as Raval wheels, Shimano power meters and Wahoo head units completing the package. Hopefully, we'll see some custom painted models released as well for Peter Sagan, which is always a bit of a highlight.
Cofidis will be looking to improve on a lacklustre 2020 season, and helping them to do this will be De Rosa bikes. The Merak and SK Pininfarina frames will be finished with Campagnolo drivetrains and disc brakes, Fulcrum wheels, shod with Michelin tyres, FSA and Vision cockpits, Stella Italia saddles and SRM power meters. New for this year, the squad will be using Wahoo head units.
Very good. Providing they go ahead, the Tokyo 2021 Olympics will hopefully bring a custom track bike for Elia Viviani, who will be aiming at gold in the Omnium, as well as some sprint victories on the road.
DECEUNINCK Quickstep are another team with basically, well, no change between 2020 and 2021. Save for some rainbow stripes on Julian Alaphilippe's machine. Now, specialised bikes are almost exactly the same configuration as Bora Hansgrohe's. You've got Shimano Jura Ace drivetrains, specialised cockpits, saddles, tyres, and Wahoo head units, showing the riders their data from Shimano power meters.
A new signing making their return to the Belgian team is Mark Cavendish, who used to regularly be provided with custom paint jobs thanks to his long-lasting relationship with Specialized Bikes. And could this return to the brand, bringing in a custom paint job to match the Manx Missile's glittering Palmares? Now, Cannondale remain the bike sponsor for the American squad, and they'll be providing the Super 6 Evo climbing bike, System 6 aero bike and the Slice TT bike, as well as the Synapse endurance platform that we might see rolled out for Paris-Roubaix.
Yeah, the team look to be continuing on Vision wheels with Vittoria tyres, which in a lot of their races, they've been seen setting up tubeless. Now, Shimano Dura Ace Di2 drivetrains, save for the cranks, which are Cannondale's own SI SL2 models, fitted with Power2Max Power Meter Spiders. These are going to be topped off, well, with Pro Logo saddles and bar tape, Garmin computers and tax bottles. Big changes for the Aussie outfit. Both the men's and women's bike exchange teams will be using Italian Bianchi frames. The Oltre XR4 aero bike, Specialissima climbing bike and Aquila TT bike, all finished in that lovely Celeste paint. Previously, Bianchi sponsored Jumbo-Visma, who exclusively used rim brake models. Bike Exchange appear to be going all in for disc brakes in 2021.
The bikes are finished with Shimano Dura Ace as well as Shimano wheels on their road bikes, but Vision wheels on their time trial bikes, shod with Pirelli tyres, FSA and Vision cockpits, which have been designed in conjunction with Reparto Course, a subsidiary of Bianchi bikes geared towards competitive advantages by developing new technologies, meaning there's no cables on show here. They've got Physique saddles, Shimano power meters, Garmin head units and tax bottles to complete the team's equipment.
GROUPAMA-FDJ. No change for the French squad, who retain their Shimano heavy setup and Lapierre bikes. The Zelius, the Aircode and Aerostorm TT bike will be all used by the team, with Shimano group sets and wheels finished with Pro cockpits, Pro Logo saddles, Shimano power meters, Continental tyres and Garmin computers.
INEOS Grenadiers. The British squad look to be sticking with what they know. The Dogma F12 will be raced most of the time with a Bolide TT bike used in time trial events. And we may see the K10S rolled out at Paris-Roubaix.
Well, they're going to be using Shimano drivetrains, most cockpits, Continental tyres and Physique saddles, all the same as last year. Wheels will be provided by sort of combination of Shimano, Princeton Carbon or the German brand Lightweight, depending on the course. And it looks like the squad are going to be using Shimano power meters too, with Garmin computers and Elite bottle cages to finish the bikes. Intermarché Wanty-Gobert are new to the World Tour this year, and so is their bike sponsor, QHUBEKA. The Lightning Aero bike looks to be the squad's daily driver, and the Arium is serving as their TT platform. And these bikes are going to be fitted with Shimano drivetrains, and wheels are going to come from a small German brand called Neumann.
Yeah, that's right. Conti tyres, Prologo saddles and Shimano power meters combined with Brighton head units complete the setup. We're excited to see how they get on with their first year at World Tour level.
Israel Startup Nation will be focused on this year thanks to a long list of star signings headed by Tour de France legend Chris Froome. The Israel squad will continue with factor bikes in the form of the Ostro VAM, which is a lightweight kind of like aero all-rounder that will be used at all races. And the TT rig, that's going to be the Factor Slick.
Right, these bikes are looking pretty bling and include a few little details that set them apart. They've got Ceramic Speed's oversized pulley wheel system, Swiss stock brake pads rather than the standard Shimano ones, and they're going to be looking to gain every performance bit they can. They're going to be using Shimano Dura Ace drivetrains, Black Ink wheels and cockpits, Maxxis tyres, Salitalia saddles, 4i power meters and Hammerhead head units to complete their bikes.
Orange Seal, a manufacturer of latex sealant, are also a sponsor of the team, so we're expecting to see some experimentation with tubeless tyres throughout the year too.
Jumbo-Visma are another team on completely new bikes this year. The men's and the new women's Jumbo-Visma squads are on Cervelos. The jury's out on the Yellow Forks, but we'll be seeing the S5, the R5 and the P5 along with the Caledonia models used throughout the year.
Well, their bikes are finished with Shimano drivetrains and wheels, Cervelo and FSA cockpits, Vittoria tyres, Physique saddles, Shimano power meters and Garmin head units. And hopefully Vos, Van Aert, Roglic and all the other hitters on their roster can get used to their new equipment quickly so they can get back to winning bike races. Lotto Soudal are next. Minimal changes for the Belgian squad, who stick with Belgian frame manufacturer Ridley. The Helium SLX Noah Fast Phoenix and Dean TT frame sets will be fitted with Campagnolo group sets and wheels, Vittoria tyres, Data cockpits, Cella Italia saddles and SRM power meters. I guess, well, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. The only change we can see from last year is a change from SRM head units to Garmin.
Yeah, that's right. Up next, the Spanish squad MOVISTAR continue with the use of Canyon bikes and enter their second-year partnership with SRAM group sets, Zip wheels, Conti tyres and Quark power meters alongside Physique saddles. They also continue along for 2021, along with Garmin head units, Elite bottles, and now finish their bikes off.
Hopefully we'll see a European Champions custom livery for the new signing Annemiek van Vleuten, although I doubt she'll be too hard to spot, given that she'll be looking to get off the front of basically every race that she enters.
Next up, we've got Team DSM, formerly known as Team Sunweb, and they'll be riding Scott bikes after a three-way swap-off in off-season between Jumbo-Visma and Team Bike Exchange. Sticking with Shimano drivetrains and wheels, the team will use mostly the Addict with the foil providing their aero platform, alongside the Plasma for time trials.
Vittoria tyres, Pro saddles, Scott integrated cockpits and Wahoo head units complete these bikes. The paint job is like this really nice kind of like dark grey, set off with little flicks of glitter. It's very, very bling.
QHUBEKA ASSOS is up next, and at the end of 2020 season, it looked like the QHUBEKA team were going to have to close their doors after losing their title sponsor. Thankfully though, QHUBEKA and ASSOS both stepped in to become title sponsors. So in 2021, they'll be back at bike races.
Yeah, sticking with BMC bikes as they have done for the previous 2 seasons, the team will continue with Shimano group sets, rotor cranks, KMC chains, gold chains. Yeah, also using Cella Italia saddles, and new for this year, and in fact the World Tour, are Hunt wheels. Now, Hunt is a relatively small British brand who's previously only supported riders and teams at continental level, including Alex's old team.
Yeah, that's right, and they've got some bold claims from their wind tunnel testing, and we're excited to see how they perform at the top level of the sport. The wheels will be topped off with Goodyear tyres, which are another new addition to the team.
Trek Segafredo are sticking to what they know this year. The men's and women's Trek Segafredo teams will ride, wait for it, Trek bikes and Bontrager wheels and finishing kit. They've also got Pirelli tyres and Garmin head units, which are going to be on the brand's Madone, Emonda and Domani models. The speed concept will be deployed in time trials, although it's getting a little bit long in the tooth by now, so we're kind of expecting to see an updated model this year, probably.
Yeah, and up next, we've got the team of the 2020 Tour de France champion, and that's UAE Team Emirates, and they'll continue on Colnagos for 2021, mainly opting for the lightweight V3 RS. And these are combined with Campagnolo group sets and wheels. They're going to be using Data cockpits, Vittoria tyres, Prologo saddles, and SRM computers and power meters, finished in a stealthy black and red paint job, importantly with gold decals.
Yeah, very nice. And going by the shots the team released from their pre-season training camp, it looks like they're all on disc brakes this year, following a mix of disc and rim last year.
Now up next, we've got Ale BTC. The Italian squad will continue to race on Cipollini bikes for 2021. The NK1K for road racing, the NKTT for time trials, and these are going to be decked out with Campagnolo components and wheels alongside Vittoria tyres and Data cockpits throughout all of their Italian bikes.
They'll also be using Wahoo head units, 4i power meters and Elite bottles to finish them off. They're sticking with rim brakes for now, but we'd imagine they'll be experimenting with disc brakes throughout the season.
And up next, the clues in the name here, we've got Canyon SRAM, and they'll be riding Canyon frames and SRAM components, funnily enough. On the road, they'll be using the Aerodent Ultimate, and they're going to be using the Speed Max for time trials. They'll be using Zip wheels, Schwalbe tyres, which we're both told will be set up tubeless, both for training and racing. They'll be using Ergon saddles and Garmin computers.
Now, despite being a totally different setup to the men's GROUPAMA-FDJ squad, the women's team use basically the exact same bikes, primarily riding the lightweight Lapierre Zelius. They will also be using Dura Ace drivetrains and wheels, Continental tyres, Pro cockpits, Pro logo saddles, and Garmin computers.
Up next, we've got Liv Racing, and it's a whole new look for Liv Racing, who no longer stand out in the orange of their previous CCC sponsor. The bikes, however, look to be remaining broadly the same. They've got Liv frame sets, which is the women's division of Taiwanese brand Giant. They're going to be rolling on Cadex wheels and tyres too, along with SRAM drivetrains. A stealthy black colourway was used last year and remains from early season shots, but will we see a more floral design to match their cool looking kit later in the season?
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
SD Works. Finally, it's the team of women's double world champion Anna van der Breggen entering her final season before retirement aboard the same bikes that saw her secure both road and TT rainbow bands. The Specialized Tarmac SL7 and Shiv TT. Decked out with SRAM group sets and zip wheels. They remain the same as last year, save for a sort of tasteful purple paint job to match her new kit.
Oh, very cool, and they're going to be using Specialized tyres and Specialized and zip finishing kit alongside Quark power meters to finish these bikes off. Now, given the depth of the equipment that the Big S will provide, we expect to see the team rolling on the S-Works Roubaix at what will be the inaugural Women's Paris-Roubaix at the end of April.
Oh God, I really hope that happens this year. I'm looking forward to that. And there you have it, the bikes and equipment of every team in the World Tour for 2021. As we say, we look forward to bringing you more close-ups and details when we eventually get our hands on the bikes at some races. Until then, what's your favourite? Let us know in the comments below. And whilst you're there, well, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up.